Prospectors Trail by Kathy Jewison. Learning goal. I will learn to identify several different elements of style and analyze the theme in a short story. Success criteria. I can make connections and make inferences while reading the text. Identify the important ideas and supporting ideas in a text. Analyze the theme of the text. Identify the elements of fiction in the text. And locate and select information to support ideas for writing. Before reading, where do you think these photos were taken? If you guessed Yellowknife, you are right. Many people think that Yellowknife is cold, stark, and uninhabitable. However, what you might not know is Yellowknife is a booming metropolis set in northern Canada. It has a population of roughly 20,000 and infrastructure similar to cities in Ontario. Sure, the winters are cold and bitter. However, residents of Yellowknife enjoy moderate to warm temperatures throughout the year. They do not live in igloos. Those that have settled in Yellowknife are very much in touch with the beautiful scenery and nature that exists there. The story, A Prospector's Trail, is set in Yellowknife. The author, Kathy Jewison, lives in Yellowknife and says the quirkiness of life in Yellowknife has inspired her creative writing. The title of the story is very much relevant and has two meanings. First, the Prospectors Trail is a famous hiking trail in Yellowknife, pictured above. Secondly, the main character can be seen as a prospector. You might ask yourself, what is a prospector? Find the definition here. A prospector is someone looking for mineral deposits. Prospectors are usually after gold. During reading, read the following text, The Prospectors Trail. While reading, make a minimum of 5 inferences using the Making Inferences chart. So as you read through the Prospectors Trail, make inferences as you go. When you finish, so you can write on the side, you can highlight, or you can just write on the Making Inference sheet, whatever works best for you. Remember, the I read section is devoted to inferences, or to quotes, that made you make an inference, and the I think section is the inferences that you made. Remember to ask a question, draw a conclusion, or make a prediction. And remember to also make inferences from the beginning, middle, and end of the text. So once again, the I read sections are quotes from the text, and the I think section is your inferences. Once you're finished completing your Making Inferences chart, then you will post one inference you made in a discussion forum. Here's the link to the discussion forum. As you can see, post one inference you made while reading the Prospectors Trail. Be sure to include the direct quote I read and your inference I think. After reading, answer the post-reading questions. How old is Norman? What kind of person is he? Number 2, what kind of work does Norman like to do? Number 3, how does Norman react to formal situations and important people? Number 4, what kind of person is Jennifer? Number 5, why did they get married? Number 6, why did Jennifer leave Norman? Number 7, describe Norman's relationship with Roy. If the information is not evident, such as number 6 or number 1, that means that these questions are inference-based questions, which means you're using clues from the text to come up with these answers. Once you're finished answering these questions, then you'll move on to completing the graphic organizer. This is the Elements of Fiction chart. You've done this chart before for the story Bus Stop, and if you completed it, you were able to get feedback from me to show you how to successfully complete an Elements of Fiction organizer and actually give you an exemplar for a level 4 Elements of Fiction organizer. So you are summarizing the plot here, identifying the exposition, telling me the type of conflict, identifying the rising action, identifying the climax in the story, identifying the falling action in the story, and identifying the resolution in the story. Remember to include textual details, quotes, that actually identify the exposition, rising action, climax, and so forth. Once you're finished completing your Elements of Fiction organizer, then you will move on to completing a discussion post based on the information you've just learned. This post is, what is the climax of the story, The Prospectors Trail by Kathy Jewison? What do you think is the theme of the story? Be sure to use the success criteria for answering post-reading questions. You learned about this success criteria in the introductory unit after you did your diagnostic or Fall of a City post-reading questions. So please review that. It's in the introductory lesson. Basically, you need to reflect the question in the response, include a specific detail from the text, analyze or interpret the detail, and proofread for spelling, grammar, and clarity. That's the success criteria for answering post-reading questions or answering questions. Make sure this discussion post is in full sentences. So post your response in the following discussion form. Be sure to comment on 2 of your peers' posts. You are being assessed on your level of participation. Here we have it. Right here. So what is the climax of the story of the Prospectors Trail, and so forth. You would start your new thread right here. So that's all, and once you're finished that section of that lesson 2.2, then you will move on to 2.3, which is the Prospectors Trail assignment. It's in the next link. This is the assignment that actually goes with the text that needs to be submitted. It's a letter, and make sure you check that out.